Hi, today I want to talk to you about property launch and about how I would sell my property to get the best possible price in the market. And I want to challenge a fundamental myth out there, which is that properties sell for a fixed value. And we've been able to disprove this by testing over the last 5 years two different methods of selling, the traditional method and a method called property launch. Now we've tested this 3,403 times so far. So these are sales which have gone all the way through to completion. And of those, over 2,000 of them have been put to property launch. Those properties that were put to property launch across 8 different locations, across 5 different years, have sold for 3.7% more and 46 days quicker, netting our customers over £7,000 more for their home than they would have got through traditional marketing. And what has made me want to talk to you about this today is that I had some feedback from meeting with one of our valuers last week that they'd had a customer say to them, well, Ian, you're charging a higher fee than another local competitor. Why is that? And when I spoke to the valuer, I said, listen, if someone thinks that our fees are too high, even though we're generating more than double our actual fee in additional value for a customer, then they don't believe us. You don't trust us enough to say that that is true. Because if you believe that to be true, of course you choose Preston Baker to represent you, regardless of the fee being slightly more expensive, because we're creating so much more value for you. So you end up with more money in your back pocket. And the way that I've always explained this to customers is quite simple. I try to get you to imagine yourself as a buyer under 2 different scenarios. So the first scenario is this, is that you visit a property that has been on the market for 6 months. That property's never reduced in price and there's no one else interested in it at that point in time. You view the property, you decide it could be the one for you, and the agent calls you the next day to discuss an offer. What price would you offer if that house was on the market at $250,000? Now, most customers who I speak to would generally pitch the offer somewhere between 5 and 10% lower than the asking price. In other words, at $250,000, a typical response is maybe $230,000, something like that. Now, I want you to imagine a different scenario. And the scenario is this. You arrive at the property to be greeted by a professional agent. They hand you a pack of information about the property, covering all the questions that you want to know. They explain to you that they've got another couple in the house at the moment who've arrived for the previous appointment and they're just finishing off, so if you don't mind just holding back for 2 minutes, that would be great. The other couple come out of the property, escorted by a separate agent. They look happy, enthused about the property, and they go off down the road. Another couple arrives in the garden just before you go in, waiting for their turn to see the property. And the agent has advised you that 6 other couples are arriving that morning to come and view the property. You go around the home accompanied by the agent. You look at your partner and you decide that this is the property which you really like. You come back out of the property and you start to talk about offers. The question is, where would you offer? Would it be at this level of $230,000, knowing that there were 6 to 8 other people who are interested in that property? Or would it be at the asking price, or potentially more? And what most customers tell me is because of the competition, they offer more. So the same property, in the same market, 2 totally different outcomes. And that's because context is king when it comes to the selling of property. So by selling at the early point of interest, you gain more money for the property. And that's how property launch works. So the question is, how do I get those 8 people to the property in the first place on that opening weekend? And that is what we specialise in here at Preston Baker. So if you'd like to find out how we maximise the interest to give you the best chance of selling early, selling for more money, then please contact us for a free valuation and we'd love to talk you through it. Thank you.